pride, compassion, hope. It's a spirit that shows its true power when someone needs us most. Because when someone needs us, NASCAR unites. Join us for NASCAR Unites, an American salute, to celebrate America and honor our troops. Learn how at NASCAR.com/unites.
Speech presentation of NASCAR Sprint Cup Series qualifying from Sonoma, presented by Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness. And brought to you in part by Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here. And by Peak. When you peak, you win. First car on track in qualifying will be Tommy Dreese. Practice session earlier today, he was 43rd quick. Stephen Light, who was 44th, has been excused from going first because he made an engine change. And as Dreese hits the track, let's take a look now at our Golden Corral track description.
Yeah, you got 1.99 miles, almost 2 miles, and 11 turns, and records of 75.950. That was set in 2005. I don't know if we're going to get anywhere near that today or not, but we'll see.
If my numbers are correct, there were 6 drivers in practice earlier today that broke the old track record. So we'll see if somebody can go low here in qualifying.
It wouldn't surprise me when you look at how these guys practice. But I tell you, this is one of the hardest places that I know of to back up your practice speed.
It's hard because, and I know, and Darrell knows this, it's hard because you get to go out, and you go out and you run, and you go out and you run, and you get in that rhythm. These guys have been setting for a couple hours. They're not in their rhythm. It's like the first song of the day, the first set of the day. You don't get back in that rhythm. You focused on the corners you missed in practice, not the corners you hit, and you end up missing the corners that you hit in practice.
Yeah, I think Pocono is a good example of, and even Michigan, where the guys qualified on Saturday. I think they're just, it's hard to get out there and make that track record qualifying lap.
Quick lap for Tommy Dreese earlier today was 78.728 seconds. Here he runs a 79.091.
And there's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. It's just really, really difficult to hop in that car and go make this fast lap like you did when you were, like Kyle said, when you're getting in a rhythm during practice.
And you know, and Darrell talked about it in the opening. You know, how there's 11 opportunities to make a mistake. And you pick up 5 100s in this corner, 2 100s in that corner, a 10th in this corner, and then you give it all up in the 4th corner. You know what I mean? And how many times when we do qualifying do you hear somebody say, man, I was good through 1 and 2, but I just gave it all back to them in 3 and 3 because I thought I could really get in 3. You do the same thing here. When you feel like you've got a pretty good rhythm going, sometimes you overextend yourself.
Tommy Dreese, who went out first, one of the 9 drivers in the go or go home category, meaning he needs to qualify on speed. Only one driver going to go home this weekend. Landon Castle in the 83, the second out in qualifying, not in that group. 22-year-old from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, will make his road course debut in the Sprint Cup Series here on Sunday.
It's fun right there when you come down that hill around turn 4 there, get up on those rumble strips. You are looking at the end of that wall right there, but you can really make some good time right here into turn 7, a really tight, kinky corner, and that leads into the S's. And on road racing, every corner leads to the next one. I know that may say, yeah, right. What it is you got to be in the right spot. You got to be on the right side of the track every time you go around one of these turns, particularly through the S's, to make good time.
So Tony Dreese is locked in the field, as is Landon Castle. The next driver we know, problems for Castle.
That's just a tough spot right there.
And that was great audio because we heard that before it even happened because you could hear the front tires just all but squealing.
I think it's almost like he maybe got a flat tire after going off the track there. Kyle, that car didn't look good off of that corner either.
Yeah, but you know how these tires off. When you go off track, you pick up so much dirt, there's no way. You're going to have to run it off a little bit.
Landon Castle with some problems here in qualifying.
And that's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Get down through those S's as faster than you have all day. You can't make turn 10.
We get into the go or go homers when we come back. Chris Cook will be going qualifying when we return to Sonoma.
New England, if you like extreme racing, then get to New Hampshire Motor Speedway on Saturday, July 14th. Featuring Danica Patrick and X Games star Travis Pastrana in the FW Web 200. Sunday, July 15th, it's the Lennox Industrial Tools 301. NASCAR's best in an epic battle. Get your tickets at NHMS.com. They're going fast.
It's Pep Boys National Tire Event. Buy any tire at our guaranteed lowest prices. We will not be undersold. Buy 2 tires, get an oil change free. Buy 3, get the 4th tire free. Shop online 24/7 at pepboys.com or hurry to Pep Boys now.
Neighbors! We shouldn't need a GPS to find the fertilizer. We should go to Ace, where we can zip in, find what we need, and zip out.
Our speedy-sized stores help get your weekend back at Ace.
Greasy, oily sunscreen rubs off on your clothes. Until now, introducing the Sol Flap. Instant and lasting sun protection for your neck and ears. It goes on in seconds. Simply place on your head and cover with your favorite hat. It's that easy. Block the sun while hiking, biking, boating, running, golfing, fishing, hunting, gardening, working outside, or even going to sporting events. Spray your smelly, sticky bug spray on the Sol Flap rather than on your skin. You can even pour cold water on the Sol Flap and stay cool for hours, even in the hottest temperatures. Turn it around, and the Sol Flap keeps dust and debris out of your face, whether you're weed whacking or hiking through heavy pollen areas.
I love that it's so lightweight. I hardly notice I'm wearing it.
Protect your ears and neck from the sun's harmful rays with a patent-pending Sol Flap, made in the USA.
Get 2 Sol Flaps for $19.95 plus $2.95 shipping. Call now, 1-800-659-6609, or visit solflaps.com.
2 of 44 cars have gone in Sprint Cup Series qualifying from Sonoma. Tommy Dreese, Landon Castle, both locked into the field. They are 1-2 right now. Third car out, one of those that must qualify on time. Chris Cook driving the 19 car this weekend, a 40-year-old out of Phoenix, Arizona. Got 2 career Cup starts, and both of them coming right here in wine country.
Boy, he power slid through turn 3 of it. This car is loose. A little out to back end, stepped out a little bit there. I think he's just driving it that hard. He's getting all out of this thing he can.
Quick lap earlier today for Chris Cook in practice, 78.167 seconds.
And what I was talking about, you got to be in the right spot on the racetrack coming through. You try to straighten those S's out, so you're going to be on the right one time, left one time. You're trying to make a straight line down through there is what you're trying to do. He got through that corner there. He got through a 10, very nice.
You know, probably nobody has as many laps on this racetrack. He was an instructor for Bondurant a number of years ago, taught so many of these guys, and is a good race car driver, a good, solid race car driver when it comes to sports cars and road racing.
I don't want to say anything, but he taught me.
Yeah.
He was one of the guys that I came out here and he taught me.
Yeah, and it was amazing how patient he was. I thought about the times that he showed me stuff and talked to me about stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is crazy.
And a nice pickup for Chris Cook over what he ran in practice earlier today, 77.805 seconds. Let's go downstairs now and check in with Ralph Shaheen.
Hey, Adam, you know, Robbie Gordon has 2 challenges on his hand. First, he's got to get in the show, which is your first thing you're going to do here today, and then it's all about racing after that. So how do you approach it?
Well, we've had to be pretty conservative today. Don't get me wrong, I would have liked to have been better than what we are, but I can't put a wheel wrong. And I got to do the same thing in qualifying. I got to hit my marks. I got to be on task and just do a good, clean lap. If I can run, I think realistic for us is probably like a 16:20, 16:50. I've been pretty realistic in practice, and I haven't run a whole lap. I've only focused on running from turn 10, 11, and up the hill, because a lot of guys will go. So I think we'll see some time slow down. We'll probably be a little better than where we were in practice, but I think we're probably 20 to 25th car.
All right, get yourself belted in. Adam, don't forget the last time he tried to qualify for a Cup race this year was Bristol back in the spring.
Yeah, it has been a while for Robbie Gordon. Started the first 2 races of the year at Daytona and Phoenix, and has not been behind the wheel of a Sprint Cup car competing since that time. Here's Joe Nemechek, 4th driver out to take time, the 2nd of those in the go or go home category.
Adam, I just want to tell you, we need more Robbie Gordons. He's an independent guy. He does things his way, but he goes out there and he races every lap like it's the last lap.
And I'm not going to tell you it's going to be good or bad, but we will be talking about Robbie Gordon at some point here on Sunday afternoon.
I promise you, yeah, he's a great road racer. He's almost won this thing here a couple of years ago, finished 2nd.
Robbie Gordon, a win here back in June of 2003. In fact, that year he went on to sweep the 2 road course races. Also won at Watkins Glen. Here's Joe Nemechek off the corner.
He finished second here last year.
He did, yeah. Checkered flag for Joe Nemechek to the top of the board. That will lock him into the field. The time for Joe, 77.751 seconds, and he locks him down to get it to the garage.
We were talking about how hard it is to get slowed down.
Whoa, big fella, whoa.
4 of 44 have taken time, and yes, it's Joe at the top of the board right now.
Thursday on Speed. The battle is on in the Bluegrass State.
Drives it in there hard.
Live NASCAR Camping World Truck Series action from Kentucky kicks off Thursday at 5 Eastern on Speed.
I kind of knew their reaction would be a little like, what are you thinking?
I had a knot in my chest. I didn't really want her to go, but I knew she could do it.
I felt like there were bigger and better things for me to do.
She took what she was doing seriously.
My self-confidence just went through the roof.
It was awesome to see her transform from a girl in a small town to a soldier.
You made them strong. We'll make them Army strong. Talk to your son or daughter about joining the Army. Find out how at goarmy.com/parents.
From Golden Corral, the restaurant that brought you the incredible chocolate wonderfall, 2 words.
Cotton candy.
Yup, it's cotton candy time at Golden Corral from the folks that brought you the chocolate wonderfall.
I didn't think they could top the chocolate wonderfall.
Until now.
This must be one of those only Golden Corral kind of things.
Cotton candy and the chocolate wonderfall, both part of our endless buffet for one incredibly low price.
It's terrific. It makes me feel like a kid again.
Golden Corral, help yourself to happiness.
Those surprising little things she does still make you take notice. There are a million reasons why. But your erectile dysfunction? That could be a question of blood flow. Cialis for daily use helps you be ready anytime the moment's right. You can be more confident in your ability to be ready. And the same Cialis is the only daily ED tablet approved to treat ED and symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently or urgently. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medications and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sexual activity. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or if you have any allergic reactions such as rash, hives, swelling of the lips, tongue, or throat, or difficulty breathing or swallowing, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and a 30-tablet free trial.
4 cars have taken time here in California, setting the field for the Toyota Save Mart 350. Round 16 for the Sprint Cup Series, going to be run on Sunday afternoon. 5th driver out in qualifying, Brian Simo, 52-year-old from Carlsbad, California. 5 Sonoma races, best finish, top 10 here back in 2005. This is one of those road course ringers. You expect him to get it done when he comes out here.
And what makes them so good on the road courses is this is where they're experts. They know what they're doing, and they can do that heel and toe thing and use the gearbox not to slow the car down like a lot of us do, but to really use the brakes and the gearbox, coordinating it to get the max speed out of the car.
We talked about it earlier during the practice that, a lot of teams go and test. And a lot of times when you go to Michigan to test or somewhere to test, it's for the car. But a lot of times when you go to test for a road course, it's for the driver. And just as Darrell said, these guys are so used to running road races that they're used to the shifting. They're used to the nuance of what these cars do and what they need to do in the car, where it takes a Kevin Harvick or it takes a Jeff Gordon, no matter how good he is, a few laps to get back into it. So it's always good to be prepared when you get there.
Brian Simo, one of the drivers that has to qualify in on time. And as he crosses the start-finish line, he will go at 78.658 seconds. That puts him 3rd of the 5 that have been out in qualifying. Now let's hear from Marty Snyder.
Adam Landon-Cassill is locked into the show, but that was a very adventurous qualifying lap. Kyle thought it was cool how we heard the audio inside as you kind of bobbled a little bit there. What was it like inside the car for you?
I was just trying to hang on to it. It probably, it probably took some car control to save it, but it was a lack of car control that got out there. So I'm just learning this track. It's my first time here, and I do love it. It's a lot of fun. and just tried to get a little too much there in that qualifying lap. I really wanted to pick up from my practice speed and show that I could run a good lap here, but that's not what's important anyways. What's important is Sunday and getting this Burger King car to the finish.
Well, DW and Kyle, what do your crew guys always tell you? Just keep it on the track, right? That's what they told Landon before he went out. He sort of did that, didn't he, Adam?
He gave it a good run. We told you Landon Castle right now 5th of the cars that have been out in qualifying. 3 of those that have been out and made qualifying runs have to qualify into this race on speed. And that brings us to Josh Wise, the 6th driver to go out and make his qualifying run, looking to make his Cup debut on a road course. 29 years old, he too from California.
Man, he was headed right for the end of that wall. Yeah, you know, there's a huge elevation change in the track from the start-finish line. We got up on the curb there, really nice. I like that, looked good. But there's a huge elevation change when you go up to the top of the hill there at turn 2. Then you go down the hill to 3. Then you go up a little hill, and then you go way down the hill again to turn 4 and across the short chute down there.
And even though there's elevation changes at Watkins Glen, you don't notice it like you do at this place.
No, it's pretty dramatic here.
Here's Josh down through the hairpin at turn 11. Joe Nemechek, Chris Cook have already locked themselves in. We'll see what Josh Wise is able to do here. Crosses the start-finish line, and he has put himself in the field as well. He is 3rd right now of the 6 cars that have been out, 78.100 seconds. Brian Simo continues to be on the bubble. Got some good names coming. Jamie McMurray, Casey Kane. We'll also see Matt Kenseth as speed rolls on with qualifying.
Get ready for a whole new breed of speed, Kentucky. NASCAR's very best are back for a take-no-prisoners, winner-take-all Southern Brawl.
Race fans, this is big. This is really big. But from the driver's seat, the view isn't always pretty. Welcome back to Kentucky, race fans, and get ready for a big-time Southern Jam starring Chris Young.
Grab your coolers and grab your friends because the race is on. The Quaker State 400, June 30th. 859-578-2300.
Pizza Hut believes you deserve better than a boring sub. Say hello to the Pizzolo in meat trio, Italian steak, or buffalo chicken. Get 1 for $3 or 2 for $5. Pizza Hut. Make it great.
Guys Weekend. The stuff you can actually remember, you'll never forget. But for your car, it'll be like it never happened. Undoing what life does to your car. That's the Armor All way.
Attention spinal surgery patients who've been implanted with an infused bone graft. The infused bone graft has been associated with serious side effects, including difficulty breathing or speaking, uncontrolled bone growth, chronic arm or leg pain, sterility, nerve injuries, cancer, and neck swelling that can result in permanent injury or death. If you underwent spinal surgery and were implanted with an infused bone graft, you may be owed compensation from the manufacturer.
Call the Reliant Group at 800-203-5107.
Attention, if you have a hip replacement, listen carefully.
If you have a DePuy or any other brand of metal-on-metal hip replacement and it's been removed or it's causing you problems, call the Goldwater Law Firm right now.
Certain hip implants can fail, causing you severe pain. Sometimes the hip implants need to be replaced entirely. Call us right now. You may be entitled to compensation.
Call 800-233-4763. That's 800-233-4763.
Another driver with West Coast roots on track and qualifying here at Sonoma. Green flag is out for J.J. Yaley, 35-year-old from Phoenix. 3 starts here at Sonoma, best finish. 21st back in 2007. He's never qualified better than 33rd.
Adam, right there, you come down that hill, you're in 2nd gear, you try to run across here. 2nd, sometime you'll hit 3rd if you get off that 2nd turn really well. Try to come down through here, you're going to hit back 3rd, back to 2nd. Dig across here. 3rd gear, going to hit 2nd right here. Some guys may go to 1st gear, depending on what ratios they got in their transmission. And then you're going to dig for all you got down through here. 2nd, 3rd, get it into high gear, and then let it eat.
Yeah, this is the fastest part of the racetrack, coming down through the S's into turn 10.
And again, you saw the car go out of sight. You're running downhill, and you have no idea how fast you're going when you get right here turn 10. That's why so many guys run off the track. A lot of speed right there. Now you go all the way down to first gear normally in this turn. You'll be into first gear. You get second, third, and fourth gear coming to the start-finish line.
J.J. Yaley had the ticker down all the way at the left for a while. He ends up third. That's good enough to get him in the show. The numbers for the 49 car, 77.931 seconds. So he locks himself in, and it continues to be Brian Semo who is on the bubble here in qualifying. Tomorrow, Barrett Jackson, Orange County returns to speed. See the finest classics and exotics, muscle cars, hot rods, and the most incredible collectibles on the planet, all in one place and all up for grabs. Watch the auction live and build your dream collection. Barrett Jackson, Orange County, tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern, only on Speed. Travis Quapple on track as we check in with Ralph.
Adam, the last time this guy was in a race car was just a few days ago. Brian Vickers was at Le Mans in a Ferrari. Today, he's here in Sonoma in a car that weighs a whole lot more than that Ferrari did, and I bet you don't have any really good traction control in here.
No, the car weighs a lot more. It doesn't stop quite as well because of it, and a lot more power, almost twice as much horsepower with no traction control. I was spinning the tires off of 7 and 11, well, pretty much every turn here, and I kept wanting to reach over and just turn it up, but it wasn't there. So you know, it's fun getting back in these cars. They're so much fun to drive. I mean, they're a mess and they have a lot of power, but that's what makes them great. I think that's what makes the racing so good.
Coolest thing you did while you were in France?
Le Mans. Just racing at that racetrack was by far the coolest thing. One of the coolest things I ever did.
He'll be getting ready to go qualifying here in Sonoma in just a minute.
I think he just said these cars are a mess. Is that what he said, Darrell?
He said they're fun to drive, but you know, it's because they're all over the place. It takes a lot of driver to drive one of these cars.
At a place like this, it does. You know, you just heard Brian talk about it. You start talking sequential shifting, all the stuff that they have, traction control. Not that it's easy, but that's another tool that the driver has. You give a driver 10 tools and take away 8 of them, now he's in a cup car.
The guy sitting in the seat can make a whole lot of difference when it comes to the Sprint Cup Series. Travis Quapple locked into this race. He's fourth right now of the 8 drivers that have been out. The men in front of him, Joe Nemechek, Chris Cook, and J.J. Yaley. We got some fast ones still to come. You're watching Fast Friday on Speed from Sonoma.
Sunday, after the 88's march to victory in Michigan.
It's been a long time coming.
Steve Letarte tells us how Junior became Hendrick's most intimidating driver. NASCAR Race Day Fuel by Sunoco, Sunday at noon Eastern, only on Speed.
Get it fixed, girly boy!
Catch an all-new episode of Hot Pot South Bronx, Tuesday, only on Speed.
Welcome aboard.
Now you'll know when to stop. The all-new Nissan Altima with Easy Fill Tire Alert. It's our most innovative Altima ever. Nissan. Innovation that excites.
Pizza Hut believes you deserve better than a boring sub. Say hello to the Pozzolo in meat trio, Italian steak, or buffalo chicken. Get 1 for $3 or 2 for $5. Pizza Hut. Make it great.
Neighbors! We shouldn't need a GPS to find the fertilizer. We should go to Ace, where we can zip in, find what we need, and zip out.
Our speedy-sized stores help get your weekend back at Ace.
Okay, go.
Trying to hang tough on the inside of the racetrack.
In some sports, playing rough can get you sent to the showers. Same here, in a manner of speaking.
How about that win, buddy?
NASCAR. Everything else is just a game.
Sprint Cup Series qualifying from Sonoma, California continues on Speed. On the clock right now, David Mayhew, the 9th driver to take time this afternoon. And he, too, one of the drivers that must qualify into this race on Speed. 30-year-old from California attempting to make his Sprint Cup Series debut. Has a nationwide series start under his belt. That came 1 year ago, and he won earlier this season in the K&N Pro Series West race out in Phoenix.
And when you come up over the top of the hill back there at the 3, you can't see. You're blind when you come up over the top of that hill. You got to pick something out way off in the distance, a sight, like a golf shot when you can't see the green. You got to find something that you can line up on kind of to know where you are when you come over that hill.
How much of success on a road course, Kyle, is mental between the years of being focused?
It is, and I'm watching him, and he is doing a fantastic job hitting his marks. And it's like Darrell said, you got to put the car in the right place. His car looks really good through that corner on the racetrack, and he has hit the marks. You know, earlier we heard Wally talk about the apex. If you miss the entry, you're going to miss the exit. You've got to make sure you get the car in the corner. See, I think get a little free there and slid out a little bit farther on him than what he wanted to, but he has hit the right apex. He's been in exactly the right place coming out of these corners, and that's a hard thing to do. And great lap for him, but it is mental because you're focusing.
17. Good job, dude.
He is currently at the top of the board. David Mayhew puts the 98 car in the show.
Yeah, and go back, and it is mental because you're focusing on that mark, and that's your main focus to get in the corner. Where the cup stuff, like I said before, on an oval track, you go in and drift up, you just drift up, catch it, and go again.
Robbie Gordon, the 10th car out in qualifying, he too must get in on speed, and as he comes down to see the green flag, we send it to Marty Snyder.
Well, Travis Quapple said I missed one part of the racetrack. I wasn't aggressive enough. What part of the racetrack was that?
Probably just turns, I guess it'd be 2 and 3. You get out there and practice, you kind of get a rhythm, you know how hard you can push the car. To go out there in one lap, cold tires and cold brakes, you just don't know where the grip level is. I didn't want to go off, you know, I knew I had to kill my lap, so the car was probably more ready than I thought it was, but, you know, just proud of the BK guys, Burger King, Dr. Pepper soda. It's pretty decent. I haven't been here in 2 years, so it's knocking the rust off a little bit this morning, but it's a lot of fun. It's good to be out here.
I know as a Wisconsin guy, you probably miss Road America a little bit, but it's fun to be here in the Sprint Cup car too.
You know, being from Wisconsin, it's crazy to think I've never been to Road America, and you know, I hear great things about that track. I'd like to get up there and race sometime, but definitely this is where I want to be.
We got to get you a ride in your home state, man. We can hook him up, can't we, KP? We can get him a ride at Road America.
Yeah, I've been around Road America on a motorcycle. That's all I want to say, and I'm not going to say anymore. But Travis just backed up everything that Darrell and I had said. You got to get in that rhythm. It was easy to be in that rhythm in practice, and then going out cold turkey and hitting that is something totally different.
And Kyle, Robbie Gordon is doing a great job right now. Made up a lot of time on the tight end of the course up there, down through the S's, around 7, down through the S's, picked up a lot of time. Car looks really solid. This is a nice run for Robbie. I know he was probably a little conservative, but nice run for him. And you know how I knew he finished second here last year, Kyle? Because I picked him for you.
You picked him. Oh, yeah, you did pick him for me. You know what? And Robbie said he would run a 17, what did he say? He'd run a 77, 30, or 20 or a 50, and he run a 38, right in between where he said he was going to be.
And he has locked himself into the field. Let's go to Ralph.
You know, Adam, one of the things the guys were talking about up there was trying to find a good spot on the racetrack to use as markers around here. If you're going to ask somebody about road racing, nobody better to talk to than JPM here. One, when you lay out the racetrack here at Sonoma, any visual markers you look for particular yourself?
Yeah, you have a lot of markers, or like when to turn and where to brake, and it's a lot of depth perception. You know, the depth, how far you go. It's not all, like I do that most. Like once you get in a race, you'll find places when you're looking at saving the brakes and things where you want to back up. But normally when you're going, it's all visual.
Yeah. You had a few issues this morning. Pretty confident going into qualifying now?
Well, I felt we were pretty good in race trim. We had a bit of a misfire part throttle, so it was kind of hard to drive. So I don't know. We changed quite a bit of things for qualifying. We normally struggle here in qualifying. I don't know if it's the track or me or what it is, but I'm just kind of getting a good lap time out of qualifying. We normally race good, so hoping to qualify a little better.
And for Juan Pablo Montoya, it may not matter where he qualifies. When he won here back in 2007, he started in the 32nd position. That's as deep as any driver's ever started and gone on to victory lane here at Sonoma. The 36 car Dave Blaney on track, the 11th to go out and make a qualifying run. He is locked into the field, and right now got a pretty good one going.
He's digging. Let me tell you, that old car is picking up the wheel. It went across the curbs up there. That thing looks really solid.
Looks like his sprint car days when he drove that sprint car, and he was phenomenal in sprint. That's a great lap for him and that team.
Solid, man.
Tommy Baldwin Racing. Got to be happy with what they're seeing. Dave Blaney jumps to the top. Tommy Dreese had already made his qualifying run. The numbers for Blaney, 77.062 seconds. That's more than 92 miles per hour at Sonoma.
Sunday, NASCAR Race Day is live from Sonoma. After 4 long years, the 88 is #1 again.
It's been a long time coming.
Steve Letarte tells us how Junior became Hendrick's most intimidating driver. Plus, road course favorites Juan Pablo Montoya and Marcus Ambrose join us live. NASCAR Race Day fueled by Sunoco from Sonoma, Sunday at noon Eastern. And immediately following the race, turn to speed for NASCAR Victory Lane.
Introducing a powerful weapon in your fight against bugs, Ortho Home Defense Max. With a new continuous spray wand and a fast-acting formula, so you can kill bugs inside and keep bugs out, guaranteed. Ortho Home Defense Max.
Pizza Hut believes you deserve better than a boring sub. Say hello to the Pozzolo. In meat trio, Italian steak, or buffalo chicken. Get 1 for $3 or 2 for $5. Pizza Hut. Make it great.
Meet the Wangs. They wanted to hire professional painters because they weren't sure if they could safely move their appliances away from the wall. But they bought our forearm forklift lifting straps, decided to do it all themselves, and saved big. Meet the Tiptons. They're getting their floors refinished. The flooring guys wanted to charge them extra for moving their furniture off the old floors before they started. The Tiptons bought our forearm forklift lifting straps, moved it all themselves, and saved big. Meet the Smiths. They wanted to have their rugs professionally cleaned, but the carpet cleaners wanted to charge them extra to move their furniture off first. The Smiths bought our forearm forklift lifting straps, decided to move the furniture off themselves, and saved big. Meet the Bernardos. They paid professional carpet cleaners. You can either buy forearm forklifts at buystraps.com or buy your forearm forklifts today.
David Reagan, the 12th car out in qualifying here in Sonoma, California. A little wide, turn 11.
Boy, I tell you,
the meters pegged all the way to the left.
He nailed turn 10. That's where he made up so much time, is in turn 10. He got through there better than anybody.
New man at the top of the board. David Reagan getting it done. First man to go under 77 seconds. How about 76.895?
But you know what he did? When he got to turn 11, he drove in there so hard. But instead of keeping the brake, he modulated it, he let it go out, and he let the car go wherever it wanted to go. Instead of, we see so many guys get in there and get on the brakes and spin around. He did a great job of salvaging that lap just in that last corner.
That's that road course language there now.
Yeah.
What did he do?
Modulating.
Modulating. That's a good one right there.
Is that over your head, Darryl?
Yeah, did he modulate?
No, he did all right, but he got a little tire smoke in there, so he was a little bit on.
Modulated and migrated on that one. This is Eric Almirola, and this paint scheme looks much more at home here than it did last week at Michigan, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does look pretty good, and Darryl probably would attest to this. Darryl and I probably drove different cars in our lifetime that were painted different, but they drove like a cab. I can tell you that right now.
Most of mine at Hammond work don't drove like a dump truck.
Felt like you had a load of people riding in the back seat, huh?
I'll tell you, Eric has done a great job with this team. You know, when he got in that car, everybody looked and it was like, oh, you know, where did this come from?
What are they thinking?
What are they thinking? Yeah. And I'm going to tell you what, he has stepped up and performed and done better than anybody's expectations. Pole at Charlotte, solid runs everywhere he's been. And I've said it earlier, I think Todd's done a great job, but Mike Ford going over there has kind of helped that whole organization.
I think you're right. And I think that pole, you nailed it. That pole at Charlotte, I saw a new Eric Almirola after I saw it, after he won that pole. His interviews were better. He was giving bright, smart answers, and really changed his way he approached everything.
And he hustled it through 10 there.
The energy level changed.
Whoa now. And see, when you get through 10, really, really good, you got to remember that when you get to 11 or you'll overrun the corner.
Or you overrun the corner. And see, everything that he had gained through that whole lap, he gave it up in turn 11. And that's what's hard as a driver here, is to keep keep focused on what you're doing and not overdriving it. But he does a great job of saving it.
That's a job I wouldn't want, that flagging them down.
No,
that's a little treacherous.
Eric's second of the 13 drivers that have taken time, and we got some big boys on the way in qualifying.
With the new flavor pack Pizzolo from Pizza Hut, it is time to say so long to the footlong man!
Who are you talking to?
Say hello to the Pizzolo and meat trio Italian steak and buffalo chicken. Get one for $3 or two for $5. Pizza Hut. Make it great.
Pep Boys. Pep Boys has the lowest prices on tires and service guaranteed. Now at Pep Boys, get a Castrol GTX do-it-yourself oil change, only $20.
Pep Boys does everything for less.
Neighbors! We shouldn't need a GPS to find the fertilizer. We should go to Ace, where we can zip in, find what we need, and zip out.
Our speedy-sized stores help get your weekend back at Ace.
Get great deals on great gear at Bass Pro Shop's 4th of July sale, like Bass Pro flag tees for only $5. Take 25% off all XPS towable tubes. And check out Family Summer Camp with kids' workshops, crafts, and more, all for free.
From when I wake up to when I go to bed, I'm working and focusing on the business.
We went from my mom's kitchen to an 8,000 square foot facility.
My name is Sharon Waddy, and I'm the owner of Spa La La.
Why do millions of business owners count on Vistaprint?
We went to another printing company. Nothing was right.
Their hours are not 24 hours a day.
And finally, my friend was like, you need to try Vistaprint.
At Vistaprint.com, you can make anything from business cards to banners to brochures.
They make it really simple to be able to create your own product the way you want it to look.
At Vistaprint.com, it's easy and affordable to look professional. See how easy it is with 250 premium cards, now new and improved and still only $10. Order today and get free shipping.
And my sister was like, this card is amazing. You actually look like a professional company now.
250 cards, $10, free shipping. Vistaprint.com.
They make me look really professional.
Sprint Cup Series qualifying continuing from Sonoma, California. Regan Smith coming to the checkered flag. He completes his run. He will slide into the third position behind David Reagan and Eric Almirola. A couple of things we need to clean up for you. Boris Said, who was scheduled to be the 13th car out, was put on the 5-minute clock by NASCAR. We'll wait and see if he can get out and make his run. He is one of the drivers that's locked in on time. A driver who is not, Stephen Light, was scheduled to go first in this qualifying session. However, he changed an engine or had engine problems in practice earlier today. He was excused. We'll wait and see when he is released to go on track. And with that, here's Brian Vickers, the 15th car out to make a qualifying run. 2 starts this year, Bristol and Martinsville. He's got to earn his money driving at some of these places, Darrell.
Those are hard tracks, and he had great runs at both of them. Led a lot of laps. I mean, he's really, really impressed me, Brian has, stepping into this car. You know, he had a lot of people mad at him last year at the end of the year, and to get back in the car and regain the respect of his fellow competitors, he's done a really nice job.
It's amazing to me how good this team has done week in and week out, despite the fact they've had a lot of different drivers. Mark Martin shouldering the bulk of the load, but Michael's been behind the wheel some. Talked about the runs for Brian Vickers, and we'll see Brian again in a few weeks at New Hampshire.
But I think of all of Michael Waltrip Racing, this car, when you look at that 55, that's their flagship. I don't care. That number's always going to be the flagship to me for that team. But I think that this car speaks volumes for what Michael Waltrip Racing is. They can put Michael in it. They can put Mark in it. They can put Vickers in it. Put whoever you want to in it. We've got such a solid program that we can be competitive with it. And I think that's a tribute to Michael and Rob and that whole group.
Well, Rodney Childress is a smart guy. And, you know, he learns a lot of times when you get good drivers, you know, you're not taking a rookie in there every now and then. You get good drivers, you can pick up something that will help the next guy you get in the car. So, hey, he done a nice job with that, and it's going to be a pretty fast lap.
Brian Vickers to the start-finish line, and you can put him at the top of the 15 drivers that have been out, 76.254 seconds. And now we get our Armor All pit report. Here's Marty Snyder.
Well, Adam just talked to Robbie Gordon about the condition of the racetrack. He said it's pretty different than it was in practice earlier today. Very slick out there right now. It's warmer than it has been since earlier in the day when practice did happen. Robbie told me I had to play it very, very conservative for my qualifying lap because we weren't locked into the show. He said I didn't want to be that guy, the one guy today to go home and not make the show. He said I played it so conservative out there, and that's the frustrating part. Daryl and Kyle, you could probably talk about this. He said, I know I had so much more out there I could have gotten. I just knew I couldn't go for it in the hopes that I could make the show. So he promised me he'll be much more aggressive Sunday. I don't think he'll let us down. Do you guys?
No, I don't think so. And he'll put on a good show here come Sunday. And he and his team, they've worked hard preparing for this race. They've tested this car as a car that they've built especially for this weekend. Robbie will be all right. Whoa now. That right there, Adam, coming down that hill, the car just bottoms out right there when you get to the bottom of that hill, and you'll see them get loose. We saw that with Regan Smith a couple of cars ago.
And if there's anybody out there who can step it up and take it to the next level and drive harder, it's Boris Sapp. And you know, he's probably run that corner, that same straightaway, that same corner, thousands of times. And he goes right over the limit, and when it lands on that splitter, it just takes off straight. You saw it land and smoke the tire.
Down through here is where normally road course racers are pretty good. They got that good rhythm. They understand, you know, hitting your marks down through here. Getting around here, a lot of guys go through here, they'll hit third gear. Some guys will lug it through in high gear, depends on what your car's set up like. And then getting down into turn 11 right here, really being able to use the brake and the gearbox and not lock up the tires and keep the thing under control.
I'm going to tell you, but we saw something there. He's shifting, locks the brakes, and still keeps it on line and picks up in that corner.
Yes, sir. And he made all that time up at him from turn 7 to right here getting back to the start and finish line.
A slight bobble for Boris Said, but he rallies. He's now second behind Brian Vickers. You're watching Sprint Cup Series qualifying presented by Golden Corral.
Turn to speed immediately following the Cup race from Sonoma. To celebrate with a winner in Victory Lane.
Nice job, boys! Woo!
NASCAR Victory Lane after the race, only on Speed.
Leave me alone! Get it fixed, girly boy!
I really don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Flux capacitita.
What? What are you talking about, man?
Catch an all-new episode of Hard Part South Bronx, Tuesday, only on Speed.
From Golden Corral, the restaurant that brought you the incredible chocolate wonderfall, 2 words. Cotton
candy.
Yup, it's cotton candy time at Golden Corral from the folks that brought you the chocolate wonderfall.
I didn't think they could top the chocolate wonderfall.
Until now.
This must be one of those only Golden Corral kind of things.
Cotton candy and the chocolate wonderfall, both part of our endless buffet for one incredibly low price.
It's terrific. It makes me feel like a kid again.
Golden Corral, help yourself to happiness.
Those little things still get you. For you, life's about her. But your erectile dysfunction, that could be a question of blood flow. Cialis Tadalafil for daily use helps you be ready anytime the moment's right. You can be more confident in your ability to be ready. And the same Cialis is the only daily ED tablet approved to treat ED and symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently or urgently. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medications and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sexual activity. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or if you have any allergic reactions such as rash, hives, swelling of the lips, tongue, or throat, or difficulty breathing or swallowing, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and a 30-tablet free trial.
Speed's coverage of NASCAR Sprint Cup Series qualifying from Sonoma is presented by Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness. And brought to you in part by American Ethanol, American-grown, American-made, powering NASCAR. And by Alka-Seltzer. Choose Alka-Seltzer for faster heartburn relief than Prilosec OTC. It's one of the great scenes in all of NASCAR, Sonoma, California. Sprint Cup Series qualifying going on this afternoon to set the field for the Toyota Save Mart 350, and Casey Mears, the new man, sitting on top. 76.220 seconds. That's 93.991 miles per hour. He was aggressive on this lap. Let's look at the replay here.
Yeah, you'll hear us talk about a wheel hop, and that's when the back tires start to lock up a little bit. And that's
2 wheels there.
This right here, now that's out of sight.
That's just driving hard over the curbs.
I mean, that's getting all out of it you got right there. But
where's the balance though there, Kyle? Because there's a point where that's not good. I believe it's always good.
Yeah. 4 tires are better than 2. Okay, always. I don't care unless you're a motorcycle rider, and then I love 2 tires. But the point was, sometimes, you know, he drove into that corner, got on the brakes hard, released the brakes, turned in, and the car stuck so good that he turned in over the curb. And it upsets the car because, like Darrell said, driving a road course is all about setting yourself up for the next corner and the next corner. And when you mess up a corner and get out of shape like that, even though it doesn't look it, it puts you in a bad place to go over the next set of ripple strips and align yourself up for the next corner.
All you can do is fight through it. You just got to try to overcome whatever mistake you made.
Now here's
yikes.
Yeah, and here's a guy that I don't think ever gets enough credit for his road racing prowess. I'm going to tell you that.
Whoa now.
Yeah, I'm going to give him credit for saving that one right there. Okay, I will. But Jamie is a lot better road racer than we think about. We go to the racetrack, and all of a sudden Jamie's in the top 5 or 6 at a road course, and you think, where'd that come from? All his karting, everything he did was about road racing. And when you look at it, he is a phenomenal little road racer.
Well, I tell you, he has been aggressive on this run. He's not leaving anything on the table. He's turned her every which way but loose.
McMurray won the pole here back in 2007, and he was a runner-up in the race in his second trip to wine country. That was in 2004. Right now, the scoring pylon says 4th, now 3rd. McMurray coming to the checkered flag. And the final result will be 3rd, 76.431 seconds.
Sorry. Hey, he had his hands full, I'll tell you that. That's a great recovery.
Darrell, you said it in the open. You got several opportunities to make a mistake at this racetrack.
Yeah, and it starts right here. And you can see the left, or the right front tire lock up there as he tries to go. Now he's going to really get in trouble here.
Yes. Look at this car. It's all but on one tire at that point in time. That's a tough little corner to break into because you're running downhill. You've got front brakes, the nose weight, you've got all that, and you're just overrunning those front tires.
Here's Casey Kane, no stranger to success when it comes to wine country. He's the 19th driver out in qualifying today. 2 times he's taken the pole here, 2008 and 2010. And he won this race back in 2009. In fact, he's finished top 5 here in 2 of the last 3 races.
He's hustling that thing.
You come around 3A there, they call it, and you got the back end hung out. And again, that's blind. You can't see where you're going until you get over that curve. It's not blind right there, though. He was looking straight into the end of that wall.
And you could almost hear him on the accelerator. He was on, then off, then on again because that wall came at him so hard. But he is really on the brakes hard and driving into the corner because you see this thing twitch when he gets into the corner, especially at the top part of the racetrack. Top part is a slower part of the racetrack for this place. As Darrell said before, this is where you make up time. This is the fast part of the racetrack.
He is coming down that hill, buddy, down through those S's. Let's see if he can get through turn 10 here. Nice there. Stayed on the track.
Nice.
Power down. Don't overdrive turn 11 here. Get it in smooth. Nice entry. Hooking the bottom. Getting back in the gas. Yeah, got on the paint. Got on the paint, and when he got back in the gas, broke the back end loose a little bit. Hurt his lap a little.
He had dipped to second, and now he ends up at the top. 76.046 seconds. That's 0.2 of a second quicker than Casey Mears, who's currently behind him in the runner-up spot in qualifying. Two wheels?
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
But this is where he gets out. He's way out here.
I mean, look how high that thing is up.
And here's the wall. His car disappeared, and you see him snatch it one more time, and you can see the black coming off of his rear tire. He's putting down rubber at that point in time because he's out of shape.
What's up, Ralph?
You know, Adam, Kevin Harvick and I were just in here talking about which end of this racetrack is trickier, the far south end down here or all the way up the north end. And you think it's the north end of the track. Why?
Well, I think that's where I've been screwed up. You know, I think for qualifying here, you can screw up in any corner for sure. But our Ream Chevy, we had a few issues that we had to work through in the first part of practice. Got the qualifying trim. Driver didn't do a very good job. So I don't know what to expect. I think as we go in tomorrow morning, I think we'll be a little bit better prepared for the added speed that came with today. And hopefully get off on a good foot. But we'll see how this goes.
But also, to curb or not to curb can be a big question, huh?
That's to curb or not to curb down there in what I would call 7. I don't know what number it is now, but I would call old turn 7. You can either climb up on the curb or miss the curb completely. So it's just a matter of, I guess, how you enter the corner to get it right.
And you decide that at the last second?
Oh, yeah. See how we get in the corner first, and then you decide if you need to crawl up on something to scrub some speed or something like that.
See, right from turn 7 where Kevin is talking about jumping up on the curb, but from there, here's where you make time. This is the fastest part of the racetrack. These S's are all about rhythm, hitting your mark, being in the right place. How you get into 10 right here, how much speed can you carry through here and stay on the track. Nice job by Tony right there. And then getting in here, and remember, I just got around 10 better than I've gotten around there all day long. Don't overdrive turn 11. And you can hear Tony backing the gas. That paint's pretty slick. I see a lot of cars fishtailing when they hit that.
Tony Stewart was not great in practice earlier today. In fact, he was 24th quick. The crew talked to him in the garage, didn't seem too concerned. Tony has completed his qualifying lap. And of the 20 cars that have taken time, the 14 car is 4th. Casey Kane, Casey Mears, and Brian Vickers, the top 3 at Sonoma.
Saturday. Look at this! It will take speed, execution, and braking power to conquer Road America. The Rolex Sports Car Series, Saturday 12 p.m. Eastern, live only on Speed.
Pizza Hut believes you deserve better than a boring sub. Say hello to the Pizzolo in meat trio, Italian steak, or buffalo chicken. Get 1 for $3 or 2 for $5. Pizza Hut, make it great.
Introducing a powerful weapon in your fight against bugs, Ortho Home Defense Max. With a new continuous spray wand and a fast-acting formula, so you can kill bugs inside and keep bugs out, guaranteed. Ortho Home Defense Max.
I kind of knew their reaction would be a little like, what are you thinking?
I had a knot in my chest. I didn't really want her to go, but I knew she could do it.
I felt like there were bigger and better things for me to do.
She took what she was doing seriously.
My self-confidence just went through the roof.
It was awesome to see her transform from a girl in a small town to a soldier.
You made them strong. We'll make them Army strong. Talk to your son or daughter about joining the Army. Find out how at goarmy.com/parents.
50 horsepower, 1,400 pounds payload, fully independent suspension. The Gator XUV 825i. Own the off-road.
Guys' Weekend. The stuff you can actually remember, you'll never forget. But for your car, it'll be like it never happened. Undoing what life does to your car. That's the Armor All way.
On this turn, a young man realized what he would do the rest of his life. On this spot, a little girl put down her dolls and picked up a race car. On this site, a weekend endeavor was transformed into a lifelong obsession.
NASCAR Home Tracks, where a single moment can turn a day at the track into a lifetime at the track.
The 8th of our 9 go-or-go-homers out in qualifying. It's Stephen Light, who had engine problems earlier today, and Stephen is going to race on Sunday. He's 18th, just in front of Brian Simo.
And I'm going to give him a shout-out real quick, because I'm going to tell you something. He run 3 laps of practice, blew this thing up, had no laps, no rhythm, no anything, and had to go out cold turkey and qualify. Great lap by Stephen Light.
That's impressive, Marty.
Casey Mears with an impressive qualifying lap, Adam. And you talked about, Harvick was talking about going over the curbs there. You say there's a fine art to making it work. How'd you make it work?
My art wasn't very good today. I
went to go into turn 4 and just barely clipped the curb, because if I miss the curb, it gets really tight. If you clip the curb just right, it turns and then it sets you up to go into turn 7. But I hit it too hard, and it flew the car and then got over the curb way too hard, and I think I lost a little time there. But it was a good run for our Geico Ford today. Real happy with what the guys brought here. They made the extra effort this year to actually have a purpose-built road course car, where last year we took one of our short track cars. So it's a lot of fun. We're having a good time, and we keep continuing to improve.
Tell you what, guys, they're getting aggressive on the back half of that course, aren't they?
Yeah, there are a lot of guys that have made up time when they made the turn off of 7 up there.
Well, I've always been the opinion that you can only screw up your lap in these tight turns. Turn 2 to 3A, this turn, you can just screw up your lap here. So you want to be a little conservative on that part of the course and not make a big mistake. And then from right here, now you need to hammer down. This is where you really need to get up on the wheel and get all the speed you can, because, again, it's downhill and it's fast.
Bobby Labonte carrying the Clorox colors this weekend. Clorox headquartered in Oakland, California.
Look at old tire, how it's all cambered in. A lot of camber in both front tires.
And that car's just rock solid through 10 there.
He got through there very nice. Bobby Labonte is a champion, man. And, you know, we go to Pocono, and Bobby's one of the winningest drivers. We go to Michigan, Bobby's one of the winningest drivers there. We don't give Bobby Labonte a lot of credit for what a great career he's had and still having.
And he got through 11 really good.
Look at
there
that.
Picked up.
Great run. And he goes second behind Casey Kane. 76.129 seconds for Bobby Labonte. That means 94.103 miles per hour. And the best driver at swinging into the garage. Didn't even have to throw it neutral and slide back down the hill, Ralph.
He's got that experience.
Well, we're down here with A.J. Allmendinger, a fellow NorCal guy. We were just talking about our experiences here growing up in this region. He came from San Jose, and the first time you ever raced here was in a what?
80 shifter go-kart. It was pouring down rain. We were on slick tires. It was fun. I finally spun out, I think, but it was that was the only time I'd ever run here up until 2007. So everybody always thinks because I was from here that I've been here a lot. No, I was more Laguna Seca because that's where I grew up racing, and that's what we raced in Oakland.
And how much of a shifter car translates over to this, I wouldn't think, huh?
No, I was even testing on Monday in my shifter car just to see if it would help me, and it really didn't. I came here and immediately started overdriving again. So, the Shell Pennzoil Dodge is pretty quick. We got messed up on the first run. We had somebody dumping oil in front of us, and that kind of got us off skew during practice. So, not quite where we want to be, but I think we got some speed in the race car for sure.
Well, and Kyle, you'll understand this. One of the biggest challenges for AJ, of course, is getting into the race and being all set up and all that sort of stuff, but tickets.
Oh, yeah.
All that family and friends, all NorCal people coming.
I'm with you on that. When I used to race at Martinsville, I put on my home answer machine, this is not the Martinsville ticket office. If you need tickets, because everybody wanted to go because we were only 60 miles away from there.
Yeah.
I'll say this, A.J. Allmendinger, always excited to get to the racetrack. Let's check out an American Ethanol Fast Fact. The last 5 Sonoma races won by first-time road course winners. Among them, Juan Pablo Montoya, Kyle Busch, Casey Kane, Jimmy Johnson, and 1 year ago, Kurt Busch. Montoya started 32nd when he won here in 2007. He's the 23rd driver to cross the start-finish line, and he goes to the top of the board, 75.955 seconds. He's the first driver to go under 76.
5 thousandths off of the track record.
And we're getting close to the track record here at Sonoma, and still 21 drivers to go.
Speed presents the greatest collector car auctions in the world. See the finest, rarest, and most incredible cars on the planet. Watch the auction live and build your dream collection. Barrett-Jackson, Orange County continues tomorrow at 5 Eastern on Speed.
Wouldn't it be cool if someone took mid-size sedans and broke the mold? If we could reimagine nearly everything in it. Gave it greater horsepower. And a lighter and stronger body. Advanced headlight technology and zero-gravity seats that reduce fatigue.
95% on what you want most? Then try Quibids.com, an exciting new way to shop for products like iPads, MacBooks, HD TVs, cameras, appliances, and more. Imagine getting a new Apple iPad today for just $23.74. Or how about a Samsung 50-inch TV for as little as $84.95? Or a brand new Honda Civic for $1,800. On Quibbitz, deals like this happen every day. Quibbitz is a unique auction website. Each auction starts at 0. When someone places a bid, the price increases by as little as 1 cent. The result is insanely low prices. On Quibbitz, you can save up to 95% off retail.
I got a MacBook Pro laptop for $67.
Stop everything and visit Quibbitz.com right now. Enter the promo code below to receive 10 free bids. That's QUIBIDS.com. Go to Quibbitz.com now.
Sprint Cup Series qualifying rolling on this Fast Friday from Sonoma, California. Jeff Burton in the 31 car. Wheaties on the hood this week. The 24th driver to make a qualifying run. And Burton goes 15th.
Adam, he's going to need some Wheaties. The way he had to work that car, he was sliding all over the place.
He needed to eat his Wheaties this morning to hang on to it because it got away from him a couple times. He did good to bring it back alive.
I think you're right. He did good. Well put. Well put.
Jeff Burton says, thank you, that is over. Let's take an inside look at what's happening in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Get unlimited access to the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series through the NASCAR Sprint Cup mobile app on your Android-powered device. Learn more at sprint.com/speed. Sprint Cup Series points. No one has more than Matt Kenseth. He's the championship leader as we get set for the 16th race of the season this weekend. But Matt coming to a track that I would say is not one of his favorite places. Best ever start here, 4th, and he finished 8th here in 2008. That's his only top 10 run in wine country.
You know, and a lot of that may be, Adam, because of his driving. Matt is such a conservative driver, and most of the time, and on these road courses, when you're all bunched up around a bunch of cars, you've got to be aggressive. You got to stick it in there and move people. Matt just doesn't like to do that.
And in Matt's defense on some of this, he's been running in the top 5 or top 6 late in the race, and the corner he just come through up there, whatever corner it is, 7, I think they call it 7A now, has been taken out with 8 or 10 laps to go. And your finishes are not always reflective of how you run at this place sometimes because of that.
But you know, there are so many places we go to. You name a track and you say, give me 5 drivers. And we could all, having been around the sport, name 5 drivers that are all pretty good there. When it comes to road course racing, it's hard, with the exception of the 5 obvious ones, because there's so many guys that run good and don't have the fruits of their labor because they get knocked off track.
But it doesn't make any difference. You give me any track you want to go to. I take Matt Kenseth in my top 2 every week.
I'll take him. He's solid.
Every week.
I like guys that know how to do good math. Got to be able to do the math to win a road race.
Right now, the numbers say Matt Kenseth is fastest. He jumped in front of Montoya, and that goes at 75.790 seconds. I think we have a new track record here at Sonoma.
Pizza Hut believes you deserve better than a boring sub. Say hello to the Pozzolo in meat trio, Italian steak, or buffalo chicken. Get 1 for $3 or 2 for $5. Pizza Hut. Make it great.
There are a whole lot of reasons to hit the open road on a Can-Am Spyder Roadster. And now we're giving you yet another. It's the Can-Am Test Ride event. Visit canam.brp.com to find out how you can take one for a test ride, whether you have a motorcycle license or not. And with special financing, you could own a Can-Am Roadster of your own for as little as $199 a month. See your local dealer for details or visit canam.brp.com.
Introducing a powerful weapon in your fight against bugs, Ortho Home Defense Max. With a new continuous spray wand and a fast-acting formula, so you can kill bugs inside and keep bugs out, guaranteed. Ortho Home Defense Max.
Welcome to the block, buddy.
Need to restore your headlights? McGuire's heavy-duty restoration kit repairs even the most oxidized lenses. Simply sand, buff, and polish.
I'm gonna bring it.
Game on. You'll be ready to get back into the game quickly. McGuire's, the clear choice.
Yesterday, Bradley put Peak Motor Oil into his car. And today, his car has been transformed into an example of improved engine performance and fuel efficiency, saving him money on gas. Change your motor oil to Peak for peak performance. This car is money. Change your oil, save on gas. When you peak, you win.
Scott Speed, the 26th car to go out and qualify this afternoon in Sonoma. But his qualifying run's significant because he is the 9th and final driver in the go or go home category, and a solid qualifying run puts Scott Speed 7th.
Great lap.
And he will be in the show.
Fastest of the go or go homers that he did. That was as smooth a lap as anybody's run today.
You saw how Scott going through turn 11 locked the tires, but he eases off of it and lets the car still roll through and didn't lose any ground. That's a true road racer.
And with Scott Speed in the show, Brian Semo will go home. Let's hear from Bobby Labonte, Marty.
He got out of the car all smiles, did Bobby Labonte. And where did you feel like you picked up the most time, Bobby? Nice qualifying effort.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we picked up like 2/10, and some guys picked up a little bit more, and some guys didn't pick up as much. So, I think gaining any time here for qualifying is so hard to do when you can't get your tires warmed up enough. But I don't know where, but obviously all our guys on our Clorox Toyota did a great job. I mean, this is actually Martin Truex's car, I think, from last year, a short track car that he had, and we kind of converted it over the last couple of weeks. So we didn't get to go test or anything. So first lap on the track for it today was today. So feel pretty good about that. I think we'll be hopefully really good for the weekend.
Told the guys on the radio afterward, he said, man, I guess I didn't mess up that lap too bad after all.
No, it was a very nice lap. Smooth all the way around. The car looked good. It's okay to lock the right front tire up a little bit as long as you're still going and you're turning. It's when you lock them up and you just can't get the car to turn. A little smoke, that's from all the camber. We talked about the camber. You're only riding on a small part of that tire when you're going down in a corner braking.
Talked about Matt Kenseth being smooth and patient. Bobby Labonte fits that category.
Yep.
Paul Menard, probably another guy you'd put a check by his name when it comes to being patient on the racetrack. Menard, the 27th driver to go out and make a qualifying run here today in Sonoma. Not bad in practice earlier. Menard was 18th.
What I like about Paul is he is a guy that will give and take. But let me tell you what, you better not take too much, because he will fight back.
Here's Menard. Across the start-finish line, and he slots in the 8th position of those 27 that have been out. Marty?
Jimmy Finning told Matt Kenseth that puts us first. He goes, really? Must have been some sort of mistake. No, it was true. It was an impressive lap, Matt.
Well, the fast guys are coming up yet, so we'll see where it ends up. But yeah, it was a clean lap. Our two mock-up runs, we didn't run very fast, and Jimmy and guys made some nice adjustments. Car felt good, had a pretty clean lap.
And I told him, DW, he was very fast on the back half of the course where you said they were picking up all the speed. He said, normally that's the opposite for me. I'm normally fast on the front half of the course. So very impressive lap for Matt Kenseth.
Tell him it's a track record, Marty.
I will. He already knows that.
Okay.
He's being coy at him. You know how Matt is. He didn't get too excited about anything.
Always humble.
And
always humble.
We're not done yet, but that's the 5th track record of 2012, and it's the 3rd straight track record, Pocono, Michigan, and now here at Sonoma. So these cars have got a lot of speed in them right now, a lot of horsepower, and the guys have figured them out, and they really, really are fast.
You know what that says to me, Kyle? Those guys down there in the garage, they're never satisfied.
Never.
I mean, this is the most competitive bunch of people you ever be around.
Okay, but we talked about it last week during qualifying. They cut the skirts off, and these guys overcome that rule within a week and a half almost, within a couple of days, really. So they're never setting still, never satisfied with where they're at. You set a track record, they want to come back tomorrow and try to break it again.
And you can see it's going to be hard for that to cut those side skirts off, have much of an effect here at Sonoma, but we'll see it more on the next week at Daytona or Kentucky, and maybe at Daytona. But you can see how much room there is, how much space there is between the side of the car and the racetrack. Normally that is sealed off solid, has been in the past.
Greg Biffle got the ticker where it needs to be as he comes through turn 11.
He nailed that. He got through there really good. He got through back on the gas, no wheel spin. He got up out there great.
Trying to better his teammate, and he's going to do it. Greg Biffle to the top of the speed chart, 75.632 seconds. And Darrell,
that's a new track record.
Thank you for playing along. Next driver to go out and make a qualifying run, Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's a big all-star in NASCAR. And this July, don't miss the biggest event of the summer as baseball's greatest stars battle for home field advantage in the Fall Classic. The road to the World Series begins with a 2012 MLB All-Star Game It's Tuesday, July 10th. It's 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 4:30 Pacific. Ralph?
Adam with Marcos Ambrose here. Marcos, a lot of times we talk about fast corners and what a guy wants to feel in a fast corner. Here, a lot of conversation about slow corners. What feel are you looking for in the slow corners here in qualifying?
A fast one. I don't know. This place is tough to set up for. You got to have just a lot of grip. If the car feels like it's gripped up underneath you, you can normally make things happen. Some days you get here and just the car's sliding around a lot. You can't get the tyres to bite into the racetrack. So for me, I'm always looking for that roll speed into the corner. If I feel like the car's underneath me, I'll get back to the gas hard.
He's getting ready to go qualifying soon, guys.
Junior is a driver to watch.
Junior looks pretty good here, though.
He does.
I'm telling you, he's hit his marks getting in the corner. He's let the car settle down. He's not really hustled the car and made the car get too far out of shape, and he's made some time.
This don't want to get too edgy right here because he's kind of wiggling a little bit like he's fighting the wheel, but let's see how he gets through there. Nice.
That was real good.
Nice.
And made up time. Look at it on the tracker.
Jumped from like 8th to 4th there. Now I'm back down toward the bottom half of the top 10.
He's all right. That tracker's in it. It's looking for him.
It's found him.
Not bad, boys.
And the result for Dale Earnhardt Jr. is 6th of the 29 cars that have been out. 76.192 seconds. That's 94.026 miles per hour.
Thursday on Speed. The battle is on in the Bluegrass State.
Drives it in there hard.
Live NASCAR Camping World Truck Series action from Kentucky kicks off Thursday at 5 Eastern on Speed.
So, I'm walking down the street, just, walking, and I found myself in the middle of this parade honouring America's troops, which is actually quite fitting because Geico has been serving the military for over 75 years. Oh, nah, look, I know this is about the troops and not about me, right, but I don't look like that. Who can I write a letter to about this?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
I kind of knew their reaction would be a little like, what are you thinking?
I had a knot in my chest. I didn't really want her to go, but I knew she could do it.
I felt like there were bigger and better things for me to do.
She took what she was doing seriously.
My self-confidence just went through the roof.
It was awesome to see her transform from a girl in a small town to a soldier.
You made them strong. We'll make them Army strong. Talk to your son or daughter about joining the Army. Find out how at goarmy.com/parents.
Guys Weekend. The stuff you can actually remember, you'll never forget. But for your car, it'll be like it never happened. Undoing what life does to your car. That's the Armor All way.
Drifting can be the most demanding motorsport in the world. My name is June Main. The high RPMs required to keep my tires spinning and rubber burning are brutal on engine oil. That's why Lucas Synthetic Oil Stabilizer was formulated for performance on the track and the highway. Lucas Synthetic Oil Stabilizer keeps my power on for split-second decisions, making every shift and turn count. When it comes to my engine and engine oil, I give it every advantage with Lucas Synthetic Oil Stabilizer.
Introducing a powerful weapon in your fight against bugs, Ortho Home Defense Max, with a new continuous spray wand and a fast-acting formula, so you can kill bugs inside and keep bugs out, guaranteed. Ortho Home Defense Max.
Sprint Cup Series qualifying on Speed, presented by Golden Corral, continues with Brad Keselowski in the Blue Deuce on track.
Okay, Brad missed that first corner. He was outside, and you saw when he missed the first left-hander, it throws him off getting into the next right-hander. He went in way too close, and he washes out. And that's what Daryl's spoken of a million times since this is, you've got to set yourself up for the next corner. And you just get in too hot sometimes, and you overcharge it.
How many times, Daryl, you make one little mistake somewhere, and as a driver, the competitive nature says, I'm going to get it back, I'm going to get it back, and one mistake just adds to 3 or 4 more.
You've got to forget. Drivers have short-term memory, You got to forget that one you screwed up because you got 10 more ahead of you. And screwing up the first one is probably a good thing because now you really got to focus, and he's doing a nice job of fighting back here. Obviously got a pretty good race car.
And I know all you people are sitting at home thinking, What the crap does Kyle Petty know about hitting the corner or not? You know why I can speak I speak from experience. I've missed all these corners at different times. I know where you don't want to be, and when I see somebody over there, I can tell you that's the wrong place to be.
You know how I know drivers have short-term memory?
How?
I'm up here with the two of you all the dang time.
Oh, yeah. I got you. Yeah, we forgot we didn't like working with you last week. That's why we're back this week with you. That is short-term memory.
I thought I was going to have to bail him out last week when he started talking about the All-Star.
I don't know where he was going.
I thought he was talking about the All-Star race. I thought, oh, no, man, we already had that.
Brad Keselowski ends up fourth, Marty.
Greg Biffle chatting with Matt Pusha, and you said it would have been a lot better if we had a decent driver in there. Come on, your lap wasn't that bad, was it? Where did you miss what you thought you missed out on the track?
Oh, drivers are hard on themselves, and I'm just critiquing everything I did. I must have turned in a little too fast into turn 10. Got a little sideways and wasn't really driving forward as I was coming down, but great lap. The guys did a good job with the car, had a lot of grip, and hopefully that'll be a top 10 starting spot. I don't know where it's going to end up. There's a lot of fast cars to go, and the track's got a lot of grip.
Road courses are the worst, aren't they? Because you can critique your lap all day long, can't you?
Well, it's bad for us because you give us an oval, we can make 4 mistakes. You give us out here, we can make a bunch of them. So, you always want to be the best, and I'm just little spots where I could have been a little better.
I'm sure that's the case in the DW. Every time you came in from a road course qualifying your lap, you're thinking, man, I could have had 4 more tenths out there if I'd just done it right.
Yeah, just what you said.
Yeah, most of the time you had to get the map out. Let me see. What do they call that turn right there? Did you ever put a map on the dash?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
when I first drove for the Wood Brothers, Leonard, I had him so confused. He couldn't, because I'm telling you, because I grew up at Riverside, that was turn 9. So I don't care. This is turn 9 down here. You may call it 11, but I'm going to call it turn 9. And Leonard said, I'm going to put a map on there and we'll talk about it.
Got to believe a little bit of disappointment here for Kevin Harvick.
But he talked earlier that he felt like they hadn't really got all their stuff put together yet.
Well, they better hurry up because we're coming up on halfway here and got some work to do.
Harvick 14th right now of the drivers that have been out, 93.728 miles per hour.
Halfway of the season.
Yes.
After 4 long years of waiting, Junior back on top Sunday on NASCAR race day. We'll look back at his breakthrough win, and Steve Letarte tells us how Junior became Hendrick's hottest driver. Don't miss NASCAR race day fueled by Sunoco. It's Sunday, noon Eastern time, right here on Speed.
Who wrote that copy?
I don't know.
That's a breakthrough win? I mean, the kid's already won 18, 19 races. What kind of breakthrough was that? I'm just asking you. Give me something. I don't have the answer. Argue with me. Give me something.
Let Kyle read it next time.
What I can tell you is the man that's going to be breaking it down on Sunday sitting in between us, Kyle.
I'm just messing with you.
You mentioned Dale Earnhardt Jr. I was talking to him earlier. I said, does all that momentum, does it help you when you come to a place like Sonoma where you haven't run so good? And he said, not really.
No, it doesn't. You know what? That win was a big relief.
Yes.
He needed that badly. But now he's faced with a track where he admittedly doesn't do that well. And wouldn't you know, you win a race, you got that momentum.
Yeah.
Now you come to a place where, well, it's not one of my favorites. He'd a lot rather be going to maybe Kentucky or Daytona than he had to be coming here.
And I think the whole sport would be rather going to Kentucky after this and carry that momentum off Dale's win. Dale carry that momentum, but we come here and this is a great place. I'm not belittling this place or saying anything.
No,
but it's a totally different place than what the usual places are that we run.
Well, you come here, and drivers today, you can't fake success at Sonoma. I mean, it is tough to get around this place, and if you don't have all your ducks in a row, you will pay and get exposed.
Carl here, he's doing a nice job with his car. He's going to have a nice lap. And Carl and I got this thing going. We've been kidding each other. I've been kidding him more, and he's been kidding me. We lost a little time right there. You started to get a little jukey about, having a hangover from last year and all that. And he, every week, he texts me and says, this has nothing to do with what happened last year. I promise you.
Good lap.
Yeah, very solid for Carl Edwards. He ends up third.
I don't know if Jack Roush knows anything about road racing or ever road raced in his career. I'm really not sure about any of that. But they appear to be first, second, third. He's a phenomenal road racer. That was sarcasm.
He is. No,
Vic right there. I mean, from everything he did with the imps of the sports car to come up through Wally drove for him. I mean, so many championships and so much that he brought to this sport. And I think Jack Roush and that team elevated road racing in this sport, that organization, because it forced everybody else to say, well, if Jack's doing it, it's got to be the right way because he knows how to get it done.
Yeah, when Martin drove for him, I mean, you'd go over and you'd want to look at their car, and they'd have everything on it covered up.
Yes.
Shocks, springs, everything, but they didn't want anybody to see what they were doing.
But they knew what they were doing.
Oh, yeah.
And we didn't know.
We were kicking your butt.
Yeah, and we were taking short track cars and trying to run road races. They were bringing road race cars.
Those Mustangs that Roush ran there for those number of years in the 24-hour races.
Incredible.
That was a sure thing.
Yeah, incredible.
Tough week last week for Joe Gibbs Racing. Denny Hamlin got turned around off turn 4. Busted a fuel line, I believe it was. Started a fire, and that ended his day. Joey Logano involved in that crash on the restart on the back straightaway at Michigan. Engine problems for Kyle Busch. A new day here this weekend, a place where they've had relative success. Logano on the pole last year and
cutting the corner.
That was tough right there,
cutting the corner right there, buddy.
I'm telling you, that was cutting the corner.
Sorry, Adam, but he was up in the air on the wrong side that time.
Yeah, he almost was on the back side of the ripple strip.
That's right.
God, his car looks good through there.
You can hear it. You can hear them when they come around that corner. They get back in the gas and they're digging.
Yeah, just hangs it in there, gets down to the apex, gets down to the curve, and picks up the gas and just stays steady. Denny looked good through there.
Yeah, 10 and 11 are going to really pay off for him.
Hamlin picked up a lot on the latter part of his lap. He ends up 7th of those 33 drivers that have gone out and made a qualifying run at Sonoma. 76.052 seconds. That's just over 94 miles per hour. Still to come, Kyle Busch and brother Kurt. They've both gone to victory lane here in Sonoma.
Let's pretend you had a magic outlet. You could use it to quietly power lots of things, even when there was no electricity. It was lightweight and came in different sizes. That's exactly the idea behind Honda portable generators. Quiet, reliable, and fuel efficient. They are not really magic, but they can make magical things happen. Honda, the power of dreams.
Wow. You want to start the day with something heart-healthy and delicious?
You're a talking bee.
Honey Nut Cheerios has whole grain oats that can help lower cholesterol.
And it tastes good?
Sure does.
Right. Wow.
Delicious, right?
Yeah.
It's the honey. It makes it taste so... Well, would you look at the time?
What's the rush?
Be happy, be healthy.
Introducing a powerful weapon in your fight against bugs, Ortho Home Defense Max, with a new continuous spray wand and a fast-acting formula, so you can kill bugs inside and keep bugs out, guaranteed. Ortho Home Defense Max.
Guys Weekend. The stuff you can actually remember, you'll never forget. But for your car, it'll be like it never happened. Undoing what life does to your car. That's the Armor All way.
I kind of knew their reaction would be a little like, what are you thinking?
I had a knot in my chest. I didn't really want her to go, but I knew she could do it.
I felt like there were bigger and better things for me to do.
She took what she was doing seriously.
My self-confidence just went through the roof.
It was awesome to see her transform from a girl in a small town to a soldier.
You made them strong. We'll make them Army strong. Talk to your son or daughter about joining the Army. Find out how at goarmy.com/parents.
There's nothing more exciting than taking the lead, which is why we're leading the way in new technology and innovations that benefit our environment. It's helped make us the #1 recycler in sports, #1 in renewable energy, and in advances like homegrown ethanol that help make our air cleaner. Because if there's ever been a race worth leading, this is it.
The NASCAR Sprint Cup Series qualifying in Sonoma, California for the Toyota Save Mart 350. A.J. Allmendinger, the 34th driver to go out and make a qualifying run.
Adam, one reason we're seeing these cars, a lot of them pass, and we've got 3 that have broken the track record. It's cool out there today, and it's overcast now. The middle of this session, it was a little sunny, and now it's gotten overcast and temps dropped. We're getting a report from the garage. It's maybe down as much as 5 to 8 degrees in temperature. I think that's one reason some of these guys are going as fast as they are.
So this place is somewhat weather sensitive?
Oh yeah, when you're throwing a car around like this, you're making your tires mad, and if the track's hot, they just get that much madder.
A.J. Allmendinger's got a pretty good little lap going.
Yes, he does. And he got through those S's. You could hear the audio.
Whoa now.
But I'm going to tell you, he charged that corner. Woo. But you see, you give it up. When you charge that corner a little bit sometimes, we saw Denny's tracker going the other way. Now, granted, we're in a different speed zone here, don't get me wrong. But when you charge, you don't exit. And a lot of times, if you talk to Marcus Ambrose and those guys, it's about getting off the corners also.
Here's A.J. at the start-finish line. He ends up 8th. Lost it right there at the end.
Yeah.
Ralph?
You know, Adam, you guys are talking about the weather. As somebody that grew up out here, let me tell you, normally you're talking about 90s to 100-degree temperatures here. Not like this today. This is beautiful for us. Jeff, is that helping you at all with the turn-in on this car, or is it making it more difficult to get the car to go where you want it?
It's hard to say. Goodyear brought a little bit different tire as well, so the cars are definitely pointing and turning a little bit better. Speed seemed to be pretty good. Weather's helping as well. I did not expect this kind of weather here today. I mean, even looking at the forecast, I knew it was going to be, a little cooler than normal, but I had no idea it's going to be cloud cover like this and cool. And so, I think for us it's just having similar conditions to what we had in practice and hope that we can just make a few adjustments and I can, hit my marks and lay down another good lap.
He's ready to go. Excited about it, too. They got a fast race car here today.
If you look down behind Jeff Gordon, no cars on pit road. The reason why, qualifying order set through practice. Fastest guy goes out last, and that was Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, well, that was a nice corner right at
that was.
They call that 3A up there, and he had that thing power down, doing a little power slide around there.
Yeah, he carried that right front through there, and we haven't seen a lot of people carry that right front, but he was on the gas, and that thing was sticking pretty good.
Bounced off that curb, Colin couldn't get back to the gas quite as quick as he needed to. Cost a little bit, but he's making it back down through here. Up to third, up to second on the tracker. Now over to first. He is coming down that hill, baby. Can he make this corner? Oh yeah!
Wow!
Oh yeah!
That was nice.
3 front row starts for Jimmy Johnson at Sonoma. Never a pole.
Oh yeah! Nice. I can hear Chad now. Nice job there, Mr. Johnson.
I don't think Chad's ever told Jimmy he did a nice job.
Make it 4 drivers that have eclipsed the old track record for Jimmy Johnson, 75.574 seconds. That's a speed of 94.795 miles per hour.
That's how you know he's going really fast. He couldn't get stopped.
Let's check out an American Ethanol Fast Fact. Ethanol reduces carbon buildup in engines. The higher the ethanol blend, the lower the build. Let's go to the garage and Marty Snyder.
Well, Carl Edwards wanted to do that interview before Jimmy Johnson knocked him down to 4th, but still an impressive lap for you. The weather helped out a little bit. It's certainly cooling down, much more grip.
Yeah, the weather's helping a lot. I'll tell you what, Marcus Ambrose has helped me a lot. We talked a little bit before we did the interview here. We went to VIR. He helped us. I've been kind of trying to do what he does this weekend. We got his setup. I went and hung out on his hauler. I was like, what's he eating here? I ate a little bit of his corn.
Vegemite, don't do that. I learned that last week. Bad.
I saw that on television.
It's not good.
Bad. Kyle Petty didn't mind it.
He had the whole thing. I still don't understand that part of it. We'll talk about that in a second.
But yeah, Jimmy just ran a heck of a lap. And as you watch these laps, that tracker does not tell the whole story. We had a really good lap going with the Afterlife Fusion, and they need a heart rate portion on that tracker because you're like, oh, I got it going, it's great, and then you just crescendos there, and then you try not to mess that last corner up, and I messed it up a little bit, but it's going to be a great race. I love this place.
Even when he watched Jimmy's lap, he said, I'm happy with my lap, I'm cool with that, but we still don't know, KP, how you ate that whole Vegemite sandwich. Just not good, KP, not good.
It was good, man. I didn't want to be rude. I read Emily Post. You don't, if a guest gives you food, you eat it. That's the way it was. I'm going to tell you, Kurt Busch
doing a heck of a job.
He is, and up there in turn 7, he probably used that curb the best to make that car rotate. He got in on the right front, let that thing rotate on, and got to the left rear and drove that thing and made good time through that corner.
You know what I'd tell you about that Vegemite? Let Emily Post eat it. That's what I'd say. That stuff is bad, man. It is really bad.
No, it was good. I went home and, I'm not going to tell you what I ate to get the taste out of my mouth, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Probably had to put a little Santa flush on your toothbrush.
And now 5 drivers have broken the old track record. Kurt Busch, who won this race 1 year ago, currently 3rd of the 36 drivers that have been out. and he made it happen up off the corner.
Oh, baby.
Turn to speed immediately following the Cup race from Sonoma. To celebrate with a winner in Victory Lane.
Nice job, boys! Woo!
NASCAR Victory Lane after the race, only on Speed.
I kind of knew their reaction would be a little like, what are you thinking?
I had a knot in my chest. I didn't really want her to go, but I knew she could do it.
I felt like there were bigger and better things for me to do.
She took what she was doing seriously.
My self-confidence just went through the roof.
It was awesome to see her transform from a girl in a small town to a soldier.
You made them strong. We'll make them Army strong. Talk to your son or daughter about joining the Army. Find out how at goarmy.com/parents.
4 seats, 4-wheel drive, fully independent suspension. The Gator XUV 550 S4, only off-road.
I told them conversation time. I told the sun went down.
First a wage garnishment, now a bank levy? How am I going to pay my bills?
Do you owe the IRS? Do you have unfiled tax returns? Have you received a wage garnishment or bank levy? Maybe a lien has been filed against you. Don't wait another second. Take action now. Call my team at OMG Tax. Honest and professional, we don't make false promises. If you're serious about handling your tax matter, call OMG Tax now and get the peace of mind you deserve. Call OMG Tax now.
800-518-2405. 800-518-2405.
David Gilliland, 8th quick in practice earlier today, and he has got his hands full in qualifying.
You want to see somebody manhandling a car around a racetrack. This thing has been in the air more than it's been on the ground. Man, he is driving the wheels off of it.
And we talk about David gets around this place really well. Yeah. He's a really good road racer, and I think he just got so out of shape a couple of times. Then he tried to make it up in the next 2 or 3 corners, and I think sometimes if you just settle down, you get it back. But he just continued to lose because of that.
I never saw it. He was in the air more up at the tight end of the racetrack than anybody we've seen all day, and it really hurt his time.
Told you he was top 10 in practice, not going to back it up in qualifying. Gilliland ends up down in the 20th position, 76.601 seconds.
Watch his thing. I mean, I think he may be the first guy to have all 4 wheels off the ground.
Yeah.
But there's another one. Wait, there's more. Look at that. I think he's going to turn over.
Yeah. I mean, it's just tough, and what it does, it overloads the left side of that car when he's there, and when it does land, it compresses on the next side, and it's just hard to change directions.
Marcos Ambrose off and rolling with his qualifying
This will be
lap.
a lap.
Let's send it down to Marty as he takes the green flag.
This will be pretty.
Carl Edwards and a bunch of guys were watching Jimmy Johnson's lap, and they said, man, he made it look so easy. You said it wasn't easy behind the wheel, though. Why?
No, one of these Cup cars around this racetrack is tough. It doesn't matter how fast it is. It's a lot of work. A lot of power, a lot of weight with very little grip, so it makes for an exciting lap. But it's been tough to feel fast. Even when I've been fast, if I didn't have the stopwatch to tell me, I'd say it wasn't all that good. So we'll see how it holds up, though. It's a decent lap.
Also had a big week with his golf tournament, raised a lot of money, but we all want to watch this Marcos Ambrose lap right here, Adam.
Yeah, it's a good one, too. I mean, you watch Marcus, he's not getting a lot of air. He's just hitting the marks perfect. I mean, he's hitting it perfect.
And he is keeping all 4 tires on the ground, not up in the air, not having to wait on the car. The car's settling because he's got all 4 tires on the ground. And I'm going to tell you, he made the top of the racetrack. Oh, my gosh. Everybody else has been 8th, 9th, 10th. He was first in the top part of the racetrack.
And, Kyle, if they think Jimmy Johnson made it look easy, I mean, this looks like he's not going that fast. You know, if you just visually watch him, you say, well, he's not getting any air. He's not on the curbs. This man is moving.
That's incredible.
And you know what? A couple of road courses, if he could win both road courses, he'd have a pretty good shot of making the chase.
You got that right. Here's Marcus Ambrose. Put him at the top. Wow, 0.3 of a second quicker than Jimmy Johnson. 75.203 seconds.
Now, I got to tell you, that is a new track record.
That's incredible.
With an exclamation point.
Oh, my gosh.
Look at Jimmy. What are you going to do?
Yep.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Jimmy says, can I go back and try again?
Yeah, but we have watched these guys hustle these cars, and then you get a driver the caliber of Marcos Ambrose. He goes out and runs it, and you look at it and you think, how can he be running that fast? There's no way. He's not on the curb. He's not overdriving. He's getting in the corner. He's letting it roll. Just as Marcus said, the point is to keep the speed up through the corners. He wants to be fast in the slow part, and he was fast in the slow part.
And Kyle, you know, with the weather condition we got, I mean, it is unusually cold today. I mean, I got to say, it's in the 50s.
Yes.
Low 60s. And cloud cover. Goodyear brought another new tire out here that's got a lot of grip, and they are tearing this racetrack up. That's a 95-mile-an-hour average around this joint.
Getting down to it now. You got Ryan Newman on track. Kyle Busch, Joey Logano will follow. In the last three, Clint Boyer, Martin Truex Jr., and Jeff Gordon. These are the drivers that were quickest in practice earlier today. We've already had 6 drivers break the old track record.
You know, normally when you come to the road courses, I said in the opening, it's hard to back up where you practice. But when you nail it, like we've seen a few of these guys do, it's awesome what you can get, what kind of speed you can get around here.
Ryan Newman, one of the drivers still looking for her first win on a road course.
It's going to be a nice run.
Yeah. Hear him run up against the chip when he comes through there a little bit.
Got a little wide right there. Cost him. Get it back.
The Rocket Man not going to get a pole, but he is going to eclipse that old track record like 6 other drivers have done. Newman 6th, 75.802 seconds. That's 94.509 miles per hour. Monday night, Larry Mack and the gang going to break down what happens here on the twists and turns in wine country. A look back at round 16 for the Sprint Cup Series on NASCAR Race Hub. You hear from the drivers and get the latest news from the world of NASCAR. Race Hub, Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Speed. Marty, Ambrose fast for the second week in a row in qualifying.
I know, he was fast last week at Michigan. I think he's finally catching his breath after that qualifying lap here at Sonoma. We all thought you might be Jimmy Johnson, but by half a second. Did you think that was even possible?
Well, I tell you what, Ford Racing have really put a lot of effort into this weekend's race, and I've got to thank them for the horsepower and also the engineering assistance. And the Rich Petty Motorsports team have been doing a great job for me. I think last week compared to this week might be over 100 mile an hour average difference in lap time, but I think this one was more intense. You know, just really hard to hit your lines here, and we didn't have a great practice, and we had to really rebuild the car, and we didn't know what we had. But I'm proud of my team. I've got to thank Stanley. We've got a chance to win $1 million for kids here this weekend, so a race for a miracle, and hopefully that qualifying holds up to be a miracle too.
You looked so smooth out there, though. You're saying it was quite intense behind the wheel.
Well, you know, don't believe everything you see and hear, because I thought I was working pretty hard behind the wheel, but if you guys said I was smooth, then I'll take it.
All right, and Todd Parrott said, I don't care where that stacks up at the end of the day. That was an impressive lap, dude.
It really was, Mark. It's almost as impressive as that 203 last week in Michigan. That's 75-20 now. You know, Jeff Gordon's fast, but I'm like Todd Parrott. If somebody can beat that, that's going to be a whale of a lap.
Solid effort from Kyle Busch.
Yes.
Really
won
good
here
effort.
4 years ago, and he's going to stick it inside the top 5, right in front of his brother. The numbers for Kyle, 75.704 seconds, 94.632 miles per hour. The quick one still to come. Martin Truex Jr. and Jeff Gordon on track.
Through the service cap. Connect, squeeze the trigger, check the gauge. Get new do-it-yourself AC Pro, the 10-minute cold air solution.
Introducing a powerful weapon in your fight against bugs, Ortho Home Defense Max. With a new continuous spray wand and a fast-acting formula, so you can kill bugs inside and keep bugs out, guaranteed. Ortho Home Defense Max.
Pizza Hut believes you deserve better than a boring sub. Say hello to the Pizzolo. In meat trio, Italian steak, or buffalo chicken. Get one for $3 or two for $5. Pizza Hut. Make it great.
Get great deals at Bass Pro Shop's 4th of July sale, like men's color block bouquet polos for under $13. This 6-bearing reel and graphite rod bait caster for under $60. And check out Family Summer Camp with kids' workshops, crafts, and more, all for free.
We could have built an off-road vehicle for 4 and called it a day, but we built one that was off-road rated, and a cabin with enough room to fit 4 full-sized adults comfortably. The way we see it, you don't become off-road rated by showing up with the bare minimum. You do it by building the absolute maximum.
In NASCAR, we all share a connection. It's a connection that fills us with a sense of pride, compassion, hope. It's a spirit that shows its true power when someone needs us most. Because when someone needs us, NASCAR unites. Join us for NASCAR Unites, an American salute, to celebrate America and honor our troops. Learn how at NASCAR.com/unites.
Speed2.com, the future of motorsports entertainment.
Joey Logano's become a pretty good little road racer. Started on the pole here at Sonoma 1 year ago, finished 6th. In fact, he's one of the few drivers that was in the top 10 in both of the road course events in 2011. Also had a top 10 finish at Watkins Glen in August. Logano begins his qualifying run. He was 4th quick in practice earlier today.
And see, there's a kid that come off of, that Pocono win, goes to Michigan, got a little momentum, has bad luck. You need to, when you get those wins, you get that momentum, man, you like to be able to capitalize on it.
I think we wiggled a little bit there when he got over on the ripple strips to the left side of the racetrack.
I like to say she's just a little nervous.
Yeah, but we talked earlier during practice, Joy's had good runs here, good finishes here. And some places, and you know this, Daryl, some places you just naturally adapt to. And this was a place that Joy came, seemed to have a good time driving, seemed to have fun when he got here, and it transferred to his finish, to the finishes that he's had.
I think a lot of that, Kyle, is just, it's working the gas.
Yes.
You got to be smooth on the gas here. You can't just stab that gas pedal wide open, jumping in and out of the throttle. You got to be smooth, and this kid is smooth.
Yes, he is.
Here's Logano into turn 11 to complete his qualifying lap, and that will leave us with 3 drivers to go. Here on Fast Friday, at the line, Logano goes 11th of the 41 drivers that have been out here this afternoon. And there you see the number, 76.044 seconds, 94.209 miles per hour.
And just to put that in perspective, that's 11th quick. And it's almost a second. It's 8/10 off of what Marcus ran.
That's incredible.
That lap Marcus, I'm telling you, it's as impressive as that 203 last week.
Yeah, it is. It is. And we talk, you go to other ovals, and everybody is so close. And it's like, oh my gosh, if I'd have just done this or just done that. But when you go back to your truck and you're 8/10 off, it's like, I wasn't even close, dude. I'm sorry. I wasn't even close. There's nothing I could do. I'm sorry.
You know what? There's 11 turns to mess up on. There's 11 turns to pick up speed on. And Marcus, over everybody else, picked up about a 10th every turn.
Yes.
He took the green flag. The ticker went all the way to the left, and it stayed there like something was chasing it. The number 1 never went away.
Yeah,
it's like it broke.
But I'm going to tell you something. My man Boyer here, he's doing it. I was impressed with the first practice. When he stuck that thing in the top 2 or 3 in practice, I thought, my gosh, where did Clint Boyer come from? I think he's been running the back roads of Kansas out there in Emporia. But he has done a great job in the short time that we've been here doing something. You see the tracker all the way over there right now. This could be impressive.
It could be. If he can beat Marcus, my hat's off to anybody that can beat that lap.
We've all talked about how important it is to start up front. Boyer working on a great lap.
Really is. I mean, those are nice, smooth turns he's made all the way down through the S's. A little conservative into the 10 there, but he didn't want to mess up. A little conservative there, trying to hold it on the bottom.
Carried good speed through there, though.
Getting out of the hole, really coming up out of there with some speed. Let's see if it'll pay off. Looks like it's going to be about 4th.
At the line for Boyer, indeed it is. 75.666 seconds.
Good lap, though.
Yep. 94.679 miles per hour. Only 2 more bullets to dodge for Marcos Ambrose. Won the pole last week, the first of his career at Michigan. Darrell pointed it out. Over 203 miles per hour. And the first man that's going to try and run him down and steal the pole, Martin Truex Jr. Pretty good little road racer. And as Martin lines it up and gets set to roll, we remind you, Fox has coverage of the Major League Baseball All-Star Game Tuesday, July 10th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, only on Fox.
Rather ironic that he and Jeff Gordon are going out at the end. The two boys that,
they have a history here.
They didn't have nice things to say about each other at the end of last year.
That happens. There'll be people that leave here Sunday that don't have nice things to say about each other either.
It is like road course racing is taking on a short track mentality.
It's road rage. I mean, these boys, road rage. It's pin-up road rage. They get to a place where they can run over somebody and not hurt them. It's a nice-looking move.
Wow.
Look at the ticker. Spending a lot of time on the left side.
We don't see the results. We see the calls, and when we watch the ticker, we'll see the effect. He got a little crazy off of 4 there, and it cost him in the ticker move. Now he's picking it back up. See if he can make it down through here without making any mistakes. Looks good so far. Coming down this hill, man, and you are flying right there.
They sell it off into turn 10 there, and they pick up the gas before they ever get to the corner and drive it through that corner, kind of like the tunnel turn at Pocono.
Well, what you know is it's so many cars run off of that turn 10 into the rocks and dirt over there, and if you do, that's disastrous. It's going to be right on top of his teammate.
Yeah, both going to be in the top 5. Boyer was 4th, and he'll get knocked back to 5th. Martin Truex Jr., 5/1,000ths of a second quicker than his teammate.
6.661 to
6.666. How about that? That's impressive. That is right on top of your teammate.
That's what you call sharing the setup, right?
Yeah, it is.
Well, here's the man. See if the old road course master can knock Marcus off the pole here. It's going to take a whale of a lap if he does.
Let's take an inside look at what's happening now in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Get unlimited access to the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series through the NASCAR Sprint Cup mobile app on your Android-powered device. Learn more at sprint.com/speed. Most poles at Sonoma? Yep, Jeff Gordon, 5 times. He's led him to the green here. And if he's going to do it on Sunday, he's going to earn his money.
Well, he's going to be up, barring any disaster, run off the track or anything, he's going to be up there at the front. We know. The question is, can he put down a lap that will knock Marcus off the pole? If he does, I'm glad I'm sitting here watching it.
10 drivers have broken the old track record in this qualifying session.
Whoa now, whoa, that's getting way over there.
He just cut into that corner, and then it sends him out in the wrong place, and we saw how smooth Marcus was when he came through all that.
Marcus got such little air, but he didn't use the curbs that much. That's when you really are on it, when you don't have to have the curbs to make the car turn.
It's all about keeping the car balanced on those 4 tires, and I know that sounds simplistic, but when you overload a tire or you're on the fronts too hard or you're on the rears too hard, you're not making forward progress, and you're losing that ground.
Yeah, if the tires are in the air, they're not helping.
They're not helping you any.
Here's Gordon through turn 11.
Looks pretty solid so far, and the tracker looks like it's pretty well stuck on second, which would still be a pretty nice lap.
If he had nitrous right here, he might have a chance.
He needs John Force power there.
Gordon's going to stay second.
Great
a 10th
lap,
and a half behind Marcus Ambrose.
Great lap for
Ambrose has won the pole, 75.203 seconds for the Australian. Second week in a row and the second of his career. And pretty solid qualifying effort for Clint Boyer, who will start 6th on Sunday, Ralph.
Yeah, he's just down here talking with Mark. Well, he just got you, didn't he?
Yeah, we both ran 6.6s. Unfortunately, I think mine had another 6 behind it, but of course that one was a loser. But 5-hour energy Toyota was really good. It's been fun to be out here road racing, and that's not something that I normally say. But so far, so good. I'm really proud of everybody. We tested at VIR a couple weeks ago, and I knew, the car just felt good, felt like it had good speed, although it was a complete different racetrack. It just was stable and is comfortable to drive. I think they said this is the very car that Marcus Ambrose almost should have won the race with when he ran out of gas, so it's kind of neat to back that up. I mean, the car is really, really fast, handles good, but I think he's pretty good, too. He's quite a bit faster than I was.
Yeah, he's not bad. He's not bad. But maybe with this car, then, you'll have something for them on Sunday, guys.
Clint Boyer smiling, but not as big as Marcus Ambrose. 11 drivers broke the old track record. And it's going to be Ambrose and Gordon, a couple of guys that know what it takes on a road course that lead him to the green here Sunday in the Toyota Save Mart 350 at Sonoma.
Sunday, after the 88's march to victory in Michigan.
It's been a long time coming.
Steve Letarte tells us how Junior became Hendrick's most intimidating driver. NASCAR Race Day Fuel by Sunoco, Sunday at noon Eastern, only on Speed.
I pledge for the right to bear tongs.
For delicious rubs and marinades for all.
McCormick Grill Mates invites you to take your flavor to the next level. Join Grill Mates and join the Grillerhood.
Introducing a powerful weapon in your fight against bugs, Ortho Home Defense Max. With a new continuous spray wand and a fast-acting formula, so you can kill bugs inside and keep bugs out, guaranteed. Ortho Home Defense Max.
I kind of knew their reaction would be a little like, what are you thinking?
I had a knot in my chest. I didn't really want her to go, but I knew she could do it.
I felt like there were bigger and better things for me to do.
She took what she was doing seriously.
My self-confidence just went through the roof.
It was awesome to see her transform from a girl in a small town to a soldier.
You made them strong. We'll make them Army strong. Talk to your son or daughter about joining the Army. Find out how at goarmy.com/parents.
The answer to what did you do this weekend just got a whole lot more interesting. The Can-Am Spyder Roadster. Its three-wheeled stances like nothing else on the road. Now you can take your motorcycle test on a Can-Am Spyder Roadster and be riding by the next day. See what thousands of riders already know at canam.brp.com. It's riding reinvented.
Mashed potatoes and gravy. It's my turn.
It's my turn. Mac and cheese.
Mashed potatoes and gravy.
Mac and cheese.
Mashed potatoes and gravy.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Mac and cheese.
Should we tell them we got 2 free sides?
And miss this?
Say mashed potato!
Never!
Buy any KFC 10-piece meal or larger and we'll throw in 2 more large sides free. That's 2 extra sides of your choice and 1 happy family. Today tastes so good.
You're watching Speed, the Motorsports Authority.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Speed's presentation of NASCAR Sprint Cup Series qualifying from Sonoma is presented by Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness. Nobody happier in the building than Marcus Ambrose for the second week in a row. There is a good reason for a big smile, Marty Snyder.
And right after that high five from Todd Parrott, the King came over, gave him a high five as well. You're getting pretty good at this qualifying thing, Marcos. 2 weeks in a row.
Man, I'm getting greedy because I like the taste of this stuff, I tell you. Just got to really thank my Stanley team. We put a lot of effort into this road course race, trying to get better. We had a rough Sonoma last year, and I just got to thank them for the effort. Everyone at Rich Petty Motorsports doing an awesome job for me. I just got to thank them a lot. But Ford Racing too have done a lot of effort, a lot of engineering work has gone into this race car, and we've got a different piece than what we had last year, and it's a lot different to what Clint Boyer had too. You can see the difference in speed with Ford Racing technology really helping us out, and just got a lot of people to thank and just really enjoying the moment.
Referring to Clint Boyer having your old race car that almost won the race here, but you didn't want to watch Jeff Gordon's qualifying lap. Were you a little worried about that one?
Yeah, I was. I left a little bit out there, and Jeff's such a talented driver, and he's such a great road racer. I thought if he's got a sniff, he might get me, and it was close, but not close enough. And we'll take the spoils today and really enjoy it. The funny thing is, last week to this week, there's over 100-mile-an-hour difference in the pole position, which is pretty cool. And we're the fastest on the fastest track, and we're the fastest on the slowest. So it's a good thing for us in this Stanley team.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All smiles from Marcos Ambrose. Ralph?
Marty, the MWR guys are really stepping up their game again, and here you guys are again this weekend, so close together, you and Clint Boyer. What is the key with this team?
Just been great teamwork, working with all the guys in the 500 NG car, our Napa team, and all the guys, Rodney Childers, all the guys on the Aaron's team. It's been really the whole season has been 3 cars, really one team, and it's just been a lot of fun to work with all these guys and race cars that are this fast. So we've been having fun today. Car's been really good all day long, really good in race trim, and driver probably left a little bit out there in qualifying, but a good solid lap and somewhere we can start towards the front and have a shot at winning on Sunday.
Well, he'll take what he saved out of him and use that on Sunday.
Hopefully. Thanks.
Thank you, Ralph. And now we get our Golden Corral Starting grid for Sunday afternoon here in Sonoma, California. Marcus Ambrose, Jeff Gordon on the front row.
Yeah, you got Jimmy Johnson. He looked really good. And Greg Biffle right there, not far behind. And then two of Michael's cars in the 5th and 6th spot.
Brotherly love in row 4. The Bush brothers
baby.
side by side. Both of them have won here.
That'd be fun.
Montoya, former winner. Casey Kane, the same. He starts in the 15th position alongside Denny Hamlin. There's the championship leader in row 5, Matt Kenseth. Right behind him, Carl Edwards.
Back in the field, there's last week's winner, Dale Jr., deep his 19th.
How about Tony Stewart back in the 24th position?
I don't think Smoke liked his lap.
No.
I saw him when he come back off the track there. He wasn't very happy.
Yeah, he's going to have some ground to make up, but if anybody can do it, certainly he can. Brian Vickers, we talked about the NWR guys. He completes their contingent back there in 21st.
What is that, 3 out of the last 4 poles for Richard Petty Motorsports?
Pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what's impressive, too, as we go through this, is Marcus just said it. 203 miles an hour, fastest track we qualify on this year. This is the slowest track on the NASCAR circuit. At 95 miles an hour, that's impressive. But the fastest on the fast, the fastest on the slow, that's versatility.
I tell you, the guy is coming to his own right now. And this road racing coming up over the next few weeks, look out. He can make a chase with winning both road courses.
He's gone back-to-back in qualifying. Won the pole last week at Michigan. He did this weekend as well here in Sonoma. He'll look to go back-to-back Sunday. He won the last road course race at Watkins Glen. And Ambrose going to lead him to the green Sunday afternoon. Congratulations.